Hello, everybody, and welcome to what is being called the most important race so far of the season, that being the round of Willow Springs. As you know, this is the last race before our most prestigious race of the season, the American 700. With that being said, the top 10 in constructor standings will be locked in to the American 700. Matthews Motorsports is locked in. There are only 23 points separating them in 10th down to 13th. Also, Team Thunder really thinks that they have a shot at this, and they're starting in 2nd and 4th. However, if you look at the top of the grid, the majority of the starting spots in the top 10 are all held by these drivers in 10th, or by these teams in 10th through 13th. Or 10th and 14th for that matter, if you want to throw the Team Thunder cars in there. So now the world has changed a little bit here, and we have a lot of cars that think that they can definitely score the points they need to do well here at Willow Springs. A couple of things about Willow Springs. Track is incredibly fast and incredibly dusty. As you can see, there's sand all over the track. That's making it very difficult because it is windy today. The wind is blowing around quite a bit today, and therefore it's blowing some of that sand onto the track, making grip very hard to come by. So we're expecting cars to slide around a little bit. A couple other things. Silver Speed, ARCSOA America has put in, they've been running customer Judd V8 engines, and now they have decided that they are going to go with their own built V8 engines in preparation for next year, in which engine regulations are completely off. ARCSOA is taking their hands off of engine regulations. Only chassis and aerodynamic regulations will be required. With that being said, things are going to be very interesting now that their engine is now the most powerful one on the grid, but it's also seemingly quite heavy, and therefore drivers, they're having an issue with them, which is being very difficult for them at this stage. With that being said, let's go down to the starting grid. Proving that the bigger isn't always better mantra is quite strong here. Austin Silverspoon starts last on the grid with Ethan Moore starting next to him. Nick Pericles had a really poor qualifying run with some of the dirt, and Zolt Dormitory there as well. Kai Dry and Mika Miyazaki, Allison Holiday, and Caitlin Tannerhill, both drivers did not qualify very well. Ty Silverspoon and Chester Lester Wester, along with Tyler Saber and Eric Monaco. Toyota, our constructors point leader, didn't qualify, has not done very well around this track. Russ Pliskin, Zayden Davidson, Carol Abbott, not doing well. They're having some Wi-Fi problems, actually. The fact that this track doesn't have a lot of Wi-Fi around it is making it, or a lot of data, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, is making their day very difficult. And Ryan Griffin, also there. Sevar Ilkin and Austin Sanders, both drivers have done a lot of really weird things, like they, in the middle of qualifying, the 60-minute qualifying session, they'd freeze up and drive off the road. It's really weird. It was almost like they kind of, if they were like computers and they died in the middle of it. Kind of weird. Gretchen Faust and Zachary Fitzwater, along with Pip Longstocking. Not a great day for Pass. And that would be Sean Ard, I believe, there. Yes, it is. Dylan Speeds and Vince Freeze, along with Bethany Woodard and Takumi Hirano. Ethan Kiterman and Ingrid Hadeland, followed by, further up by Aiden Shepard and Greg Woodard. Cody Lamas and Rich Roy, Ayapo and Selmy, Daniel Bouchard, DJ Curtis, Bobby Jones, Lance Calvin, Carter Fitzgerald, Sean Perkins, Noah Hart, Ryan Matthews, and Anthony Griffith all round out your 42-car field. Matthews on pole in the Michelin-tired cars, which could be one of the reasons why they've struggled so much. The questions then become, can the Matthews Motorsports cars last long enough and not fall down the order like they normally do? So with the biggest endurance race of the season coming up soon, it's going to be important that Matthews Motorsports, which seems to be one of the fastest cars in a one-lap run, can get a good run here. Here we go, though. It's green flag here for Ryan Matthews, and away they go. Down towards turn number 1 they go. And this is where Matthews Motorsports really has to perform, as Noah Hart, one of the most experienced driver on the field, is now just trying to fight back there. Anthony Griffith gets the inside going, though, and Griffith takes the lead of this race. Going around some of these really fast, high-speed Willow Springs corners there. Everybody off to a great start. Down towards the next couple of corners. This is turn 3 now. Looks like Sean Perkins now really holding on tight there, trying to hold off Carter Fitzgerald. Matthews slots into second. Fitzgerald's going to try down the inside, which becomes the outside once we get out of this corner here. Can Fitzgerald make the move stick beforehand? Not going to make it stick there. But going to the corners, the battle for third is heating up. Tenaire versus Matthews there. We've got the Mitsubishi versus the Aspira down the straightaway here. Looks like it's going to be the Aspira here, I think, through this long last-ending carousel here. And, oh, well, maybe the Mitsubishi's holding on pretty tight there. Oh, but the Mitsubishi has to back out, and the Aspira takes over second position. And we have Anthony Griffith leading the first lap of the race. The Ohio native leads the first lap. Ryan Matthews in second from Connecticut. Carter Fitzgerald in third. Down the track they go. Perkins, another Ohioan, running fourth, trying to hold off Noah Hart, who didn't get a great start. And Selmy got a really good start there. It looks like the two Bradley cars have not gotten going there. They're in the hunt for that 10th place starting spot, or 10th place constructor spot. However, right now, it's one of the biggest long shots. Tenaire is leading this race. However, it looks like the other Tenaire is falling back. Even though Road Atlanta is where Sean Perkins won earlier, it looks like another high-speed road course. Perkins falling back quite quickly. Tyler Thaber would be the first casualty of the race, as he would come across the bumper of Zayden Davidson there and go off the road. No damage to his car. However, on the next lap, there was issues here between Kai Dry, Mika Miyazaki, and Nick Pericles. I'm sorry, that's Dormitory there. Dormitory would go upside down there. And on the end of lap, or at the start of lap 3, that is Dormitory out of the race. Carter Fitzgerald is faster than her teammate, and I'm wondering if this is going to be another race where Ryan Matthews starts up really high, but then drops through the field like a rock, as Anthony Griffith is extending his lead there. However, Carter Fitzgerald is faster. I'm sorry, that is Perkins is faster than all of them right now. At a 15.58. That's a really quick time by Sean Perkins there. Faster than his teammate in the Team Thunder car here. Going up and over the hill. Oh, Matthews off the road, and that's going to put Fitzgerald to the lead of this, or to second in this race. I wonder if that was a little bit more, well, maybe not like that, but I wonder if that move was a little planned there. Now that Fitzgerald has some clean air, she can now take down Anthony Griffith in the lead of this race. Especially with Perkins closing in. It's going to be one of those situations where you've got to play the game right, as Perkins is trying to make a move on Matthews now, up and over the hill. And this carousel's very important to the rest of the lap. Got to be real careful you set this carousel up right here. It's almost like an oval turn at one point, because it's multi-apex too, though. It's like a multi-apex oval corner. And makes it very difficult here. A little bit of door checking there between Matthews and Perkins, but it looks like Perkins is going to get the spot there, at least at the line, but can Matthews fight back is a good question. Little door checking never hurt anybody as long as they don't cause an accident there, and Matthews does hold the spot. Now that's actually going to put Anselmi up there as well. Remember, this is another team that needs their points for the Constructors' title. Meanwhile, Carter Fitzgerald now is closing in on Anthony Griffith. As you can see, that battle's really slowed down. Matthews and Perkins there. We think Perkins is the fastest car on the track right now. But the problem is can he get by Ryan Matthews? And Matthews is playing a really good anchor for the two leaders to get by, as Noah Hart's trying to get by Anselmi there. Setting up for the carousel down there. DJ Curtis back there as well. Looks like Daniel Bouchard's really fallen off the cherry wagon there as well. And Around the corner they go. Hart does get the spot on Anselmi. We got more side-by-side battling here between Perkins and Matthews backs out of it, realizing Perkins is just too strong there. Alongside also we have Anselmi going up against DJ Curtis there. Curtis, of course, has won every American 700 so far in the last 2 years. Curtis will be someone to watch at the American 700, as we're believing Ford is going to have to bring up their game because of the Michelson team. Speaking of pre-qualifying that we were talking about, this whole race is a big concern for pre-qualifying. Whoa, that could have been bad, because now there are 3 more teams that are attempting the American 700 that may stick around longer and allow for pre-qualifying to happen from round 15 on. That being the Landry team, which are run by the Landry brothers, who are kind of an old rich type family. Their grandfather ran an investment banking company in Chicago, and they're based out of suburbs of Chicago, about 35 minutes outside of Chicago, which is much more of Chicagoland than the racetrack in Joliet. Then here we go around the corner here. Oh, that's DJ Curtis there, but back on that, you've got also the Fordale Enterprises team. Oh, well, never mind here. We'll get to that in a second, as Noah Hart is trying to put a position here on, well, Curtis gets the spot on Anselmi, and it looks like Hart's going to get the spot on Matthews. So great move by both of them there. But back on Fordale Enterprises, they're going to be running a new Chevy-type engine with their cars. That should be fun. They're bringing a massive fleet of drivers to the race at the American 700, but their 2 full-time drivers look to be Jesse Turner and Harley Fordale, who's the granddaughter of Dewitt Fordale Sr., the famous ARC driver. And then there's the Michelson Motorsports team, and Leo Michelson is the director of competition development for Ford. They are not happy that this team has not performed like they wanted them to. So now they're threatening that, hey, if this new team comes in, the Michelson team, led basically by Ford's executive staff, comes in and starts outperforming this team, well, that might end up being a bad thing for this Ford performance team led by the Bouchard Corporation. The Bouchard family leads this team, and there have been rumors that they're willing to maybe poach DJ Curtis away from that team as well. Got to give Ethan Kiterman credit in the MDR. Granted, the Marlone's trying to pass him here, but Kiterman's been very strong on this track so far. And we're surprised that a German driver is this strong on a very twisty, high-speed American road course set in a desert. But right now, Kiterman's doing very well here. Oh, looks like Roy goes off the road here, and that's going to give the Exodia of Hirano another spot here. Oh, maybe not. It looks like Roy's holding on pretty tight here. But here comes, they're coming up to the carousel here, and I think this is going to make things very difficult here for Roy here. Yeah, he just backs out of it. Oh, we have an accident on track. That's Miyazaki around, and we've got a stack up right now. That's not good for these drivers. Tough break for them. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, the battle has been heating up. Anthony Griffith, Carter Fitzgerald, Sean Perkins, and now Noah Hart has gotten by Ryan Matthews now. Around the track they go. Another time here, and it looks like Fitzgerald has really reeled in Anthony Griffith here, but Perkins has reeled all of them in right now. And a little through the field there, Silver Spoon finally coming in. Field has spread themselves out quite nicely there. Actually, through here, it's been very competitive so far in this race. Also, wow, Miyazaki really holding up the 2 Bradley cars. And beneficiary of that is Daniel Bouchard, who got by all of them there. And I'm sure Bradley's not going to be too happy with Mika Miyazaki there, but rounding the track here, oh, looks like Perkins is all over the back bumper now of Carter Fitzgerald. Round they go. Some left side damage by Perkins there. Must have made contact with somebody. But here we go. And it's just this is such a tough little track here. Right there, that last corner can be such a little corner there that's that you got to just have so much grip you possibly can, and Griffith's lead has been shrinking rather quickly because Fitzgerald's just really quick. And Ethan Kiterman's got some damage on his car. Not sure where that happened. Or maybe not some damage, but there's something wrong with it. Yeah, there's no damage on it. I thought there was, but there's no damage on that car. Oh, yeah, there's some left side damage. That's probably from just close quarters racing there. But has to pit for a problem there. I don't believe that was a scheduled stop, as I think everyone's trying to make this in a one-stop. Fitzgerald is now on the back bumper of Anthony Griffith going around these corners here. The two rookies duking it out here. Down low, they go through this 2-3 apex corner here. Not going to get it there, but Fitzgerald does have a run down the front stretch here. And Fitzgerald's going to try to the inside now. Could Carter Fitzgerald's luck finally be turning around? Griffith goes very deep in that corner there, but Fitzgerald is looking very, very aggressive here, trying to get by. This has cost her before, this aggression has. It has in the past, so this could be very interesting. Where's Noah Hart in relation to Perkins? That Hart's closing in too. And here we go. Up the hill they go. Great showing so far. This is a little earlier. Vince Friese overcorrects to Ty Dry blowing up there and throws it off the road and causes a lot of damage to the left side of his car. He would have to pit, and that's not going to be good for his championship lead there, or his championship fight there. Not a great run for him so far today here at Willow Springs. Another car would toss it off the road here. That would be Sevar Ilkin. Throws it off the road. Just can't hold on there. Nearly goes up and over on a dirt bank there. Got to be careful, though, that you don't lose it here at this track. It's not an easy track when it comes to going off the road here. Takumi Hirano is a man on a mission. As you'll see here, he blasts around the outside of DJ Curtis here. Of course, Curtis is the reigning American 700 champion, so he will have some fun next week back at Fontana. Around the inside goes Hirano, and a good move there by Takumi Hirano. Got to be real careful you're not getting into too much trouble there when you're trying to pass these cars off. Hirano is one of the cars that we're watching, though, who is clawing to the field rather quickly. And this is a very much a Ryan Matthews style race, as he starts off very well but then drops back very, very quickly. And we don't award points for pole here, but you're going to see here, there goes Hirano by. And you're going to see DJ Curtis is going to be another one to watch here. Ryan Matthews qualifies, like I said, really well, but doesn't race very well. And again, he's just falling through this field very quickly. And unfortunately, that's a problem for him. And he's got to fix that in his race pace issue, because if not, it might be best if he just sticks to running the team, not running in the team. He just lost 2 spots in a lap. Here comes Noah Hart now, trying to the inside of Sean Perkins, and Hart becomes one of the drivers to watch now. As Noah Hart dives underneath Perkins, makes the move stick, and a great move there by Noah Hart. And Ilkin here, once again, another car would fly off the road here because of all the dirt and sand up in the air, and this time Ilkin would be caught up on his side and would need a tow out of that position. Not a great spot for Ilkin to be in. And now Takumi Hirano is all over the back bumper of Sean Perkins now. So we're starting to see the battling is really heating up here throughout the field. And there goes Hirano by just after the first apex of the final corner. And Hirano takes over the 4th position. Oh, but he nearly goes off the road, and Perkins is pitting. So maybe Perkins is realizing he's losing pace and needs to pit. However, I don't think that's necessarily going to lend itself well to a one-stop strategy. Could be interesting later on. Battle for seconds heating up now as Noah Hart now has caught Carter Fitzgerald going underneath here through some of the more difficult sections of this track to go side by side through. We've already seen some cars throw it off into that dirt bank over there. But the Ferrari just looks really quick here. And, well, even though Carter is doing her best to fight back there, and actually this is the time to do it because Anthony Griffith now is being held up by Vince Freeze, it looks like. Freeze has had a miserable day so far today. And it looks like Noah Hart is going, well, Fitzgerald's fighting back. And see now, you're going to want to take advantage of Griffith being held up here. And this should go to Hart pretty easily here through this carousel here. Through the first apex and now through the second. They're actually holding more side by side than I thought they would. Carter Fitzgerald doing a very good job here. Very, very good job by Carter Fitzgerald. They're holding the outsider on that corner. Oh, we got an accident in the back. That's Ryan Matthews throwing it off the track. And Matthews is going to pit it. Oh, well, that's not going to be good for Matthews. But Carter Fitzgerald does lose the spot eventually to Noah Hart, but you got now Hirano in that situation there as well. So Hart does get the spot there. Makes the move stick, but Matthews tossed it off the road a little further back, and that took precedent over watching the battle, because we thought that was going to go badly for Matthews there. However, Noah Hart's got the unenviable task of chasing down Anthony Griffith, even though he's being held up by Vince Freeze. Meanwhile, Carter Fitzgerald's doing a really good job holding off Takumi Hirano here, and Hirano is getting very aggressive with Fitzgerald here. However, Fitzgerald is not backing down, and they're actually keeping up with Noah Hart, which is kind of surprising. Hirano is going to throw it on the outside there. Can Hirano keep it on the track? Yes, maybe not. Yes, he does. But Fitzgerald there, not going to be one to back down that easily. And we must have had an incident down there that we haven't seen yet, but we'll go back and take a look. Yeah, this incident happened a bit ago, and this is actually involving Takumi Hirano. This was Ayapo and Selmy going around here on track. And Selmy does a good job holding it down there. However, when all this is going on, there's a big slow up here, and Rich Roy goes around up the track, hits the wall, and would have to keep going, but tough break for both of them. Anthony Griffith from the lead will bring it down pit road here, and I think that also means some other drivers will be coming in as well. I'm going the wrong way here. Noah Hart is in, Carter Fitzgerald's in. It looks like, and Selmy is in. A couple other cars have pitted already up. Ilkin with more issues. Tough break for Sevar Ilkin. And there goes Hirano by. This is the car that we're going to watch to see if Ilkin can leapfrog his way up the order. Or Hirano, I'm sorry, can leapfrog his way up the order. And we're going to see here. Griffith comes out of the pits ahead of Noah Hart here. But where's Hirano? Looks like Hirano is going to take the lead now. So Takumi Hirano is the leader of this event, with second going to Carter Fitzgerald, just edging out Noah Hart. Well, maybe not just edging out Noah Hart. Hart's fighting back there. Gretchen Faust is in third there, or up in that position there. DJ Curtis with some heavy left side damage. I think he tossed it off the road once there. Where's Noah Hart? Oh, Noah Hart was battling with Fitzgerald, I'm sorry. Oh, Daniel Bouchard from running 18th. He fell way down on his pit stop cycle. Would ride up the side of the wall there and fall out of the race, or not out of the race, but at least have to get a tow back to the pits like Ilkin did. So tough break for him. Oh, we got an accident on track here between Rich Roy and Sean Arden. Up the track, there was some more incidents there as well. That looks like Aiden Shepard went around as well. Tough break for him. Yeah, this one was Bethany Woodard just wrecking into Shepard there, and they went out of the race. And that's where the pass cars also made contact and around with Pip Longstocking as well. So tough break for all of them. Ingrid Hadeland had a really slow pit stop and is now being lapped by Takumi Hirano. And Hirano now has got a huge lead over second Noah Hart, and he has gotten by Anthony Griffith, keep in mind. Noah Hart has. So this race is really starting to look like a race of the veterans now. Hirano's been around for a bit here. Ooh, looks like we got some cars up the track messed up here. That's Allison Holiday involved in an incident there. Unsure what happened there. Lance Calvin also involved. Ryan Matthews in the pits as well. This whole incident started when the 11 would turn the 28. That's Ryan Griffin turning there, and then around goes, and actually some of that hill damage would destroy the rear end of Calvin's car there. And as this incident would take place, Lance Calvin would run into the back of Allison Holiday, and out they would both go right there. Calvin was already out, but Holiday would fall out as well. No clue what happened to Matthews, though. Ryan Matthews' day would go from bad to worse by just tossing it right off the road and going up on that dirt bankment like we've seen so far today. Not what we want to see. Likewise, the next lap, Nick Pericles would toss it off the road here and go and need a toe back. So that's a couple of cars that have now done that. Tough break for all of them. Close quarters racing. Oh, Speeds went off the road as well. Not sure what happened to him there. We'll take a look at it in a second here, but close quarters racing with some of the back markers. The Silver Speed car, or the ARCSOA America of Ty Silverspoon. You've got the Honda back there. Looks like the 78 car as well. All not doing very well. We're going to take a look and see what happened to Dylan Speeds. And Dylan Speeds had a very long day here. He's battling, or he was trying to stay in front of fourth place driver Gretchen Faust. And well, there goes the 27. Interesting strategy call here by Carter Fitzgerald, bringing it back down pit road. Not quite sure why Fitzgerald did this, but could be an interesting strategy call if this pays off. Ingrid Hadeland would be the next driver to try some off-roading there, but would get back on track. Great to see that. Carter Fitzgerald would go off the road as well, coming back on the track now. This is a bad spot for Ethan Moore. Has to back way out of the throttle there, but luckily, I don't believe Moore was in a battle for position. No, actually, Moore is trying to lap Ryan Matthews there. Again, a race where there's a lot of potential for the Matthews team, and it just doesn't go well for them because they throw it away. And it's not just bad luck anymore. It's them literally throwing away any chance they have of winning these races. That's been their bugaboo all year, is that they've thrown it away. How they're going to do in the American 700, I don't know. Speaking of throwing it away, here's Ryan Matthews once again doing the same mistake he did earlier, but this time destroying the other end for effect. So he rejoins the race and redoes that. So Ryan Matthews not having a good day with Willow Springs. Our pole sitter struggling. Noah Hart and Anthony Griffith are battling side-by-side. Perkins just had a little off-road excursion there. It was quite slow there. And nicely for his teammate held up Noah Hart here as the battle for second's going to really heat up as Takumi Hirano is gone at the front of the field. Perkins and Woodard, for that matter, and I believe Woodard is a lap down. Yes, he is. Are bringing it down pit road. And now the racing heats up here as I believe that's going to put Bobby Jones up in fourth. A much-needed fourth as Faust has dropped back a little bit from that start there. Abbott is up to sixth. That's not what a lot of people in the points really want to see, is Carol Abbott that high up the grid. However, third place man Anthony Griffith, though, would slide off the road and wreck the car on that same dirt bank. And a lot of times if you don't get caught up on it like that, you can get out of it safely, but that time he got stuck. This is an instance where you can drive away from an incident, even though it's a lot more serious. This is Greg Woodard going up and over, cartwheeling a couple of times. But surprisingly, it was a soft cartwheel, and the engine kept running in that car, so good on Greg Woodard. Ryan Griffin running 13th would be the next victim down here, and this time this would be a very serious incident. He'd flip over a couple of times and cause a lot of damage to that car. And they were even talking about throwing a safety car for this incident, but since it's off the track, they didn't. Takumi Hirano now is stuck in some very heavy lap traffic, that being Carter Fitzgerald, number of drivers here. This could be a big threat for Noah Hart to start closing in on Hirano. And now Hirano is doing his best to get by some of this lap traffic. However, it's been a bit of a troublesome spot for them all. Battle for position between Sean Perkins and Ty Silverspoon would end badly as they make contact. Silverspoon didn't like that, comes down on him, and around goes the 81, backs it into the fence, and, well, race would have to continue on for him with more damage. Hirano's struggles to get by these lap cars have really affected him as Noah Hart is reeling him in quickly here as Nick Pericles is a decent back marker for Noah Hart. Oh, we got an accident! That's Hirano upside down! And Noah Hart's going to take the lead. That's Ethan Kiterman also involved there. We're going to have to take a look, but Noah Hart is just taking the lead of the race. And I was just saying how Hirano was really struggling with these lap cars, and I don't know what Kiterman was doing there. But up and over goes Hirano, and out of the race he goes. So our race leader from basically halfway on is out. Also, Aiden Shepard with mechanical problems. So with only a handful of laps to go, Noah Hart is leading this event. And now we got a battle on our hands as Noah Hart now is leading over second placeman Bobby Jones. But Noah Hart has to get through that lap traffic as well here. And this is where things just get really difficult. But Noah Hart is an expert at this. The oldest driver in the field, Noah is. And I think the oldest. Most experienced, definitely. And Hart now has the unenviable task of just keeping it on the road as Bobby Jones is quite a ways back. Gretchen Faust is in third, Carol Abbott fourth, Davidson fifth. Looking for sixth. Looks like it's going to be Anselmi sixth. Was Griffithson 25th. And finally, Zachary Fitzwater's looking at a top 10 run. Fitzwater running P8, great to see. P7, great to see. Monaco in 8th. And just got to hold on at this point. But coming to one lap to go, Noah Hart, it has to pit for fuel here. He's not going to make it. And now it's a battle for the lead between these two drivers on no fuel. Bobby Jones and Gretchen Faust are duking it out. Hart couldn't make it. Hart got a splash and dash and went. He's going to drop to fourth behind actually third because Davidson got Abbott there. Meanwhile, the battle for the win is heating up now between Bobby Jones and Gretchen Faust. They're both on so little fuel. Can one of them make it? Can either of them make it? And now they're coming to the final corner. Can Faust get a run on Jones here? Hart couldn't make it. He just got his splash and went. And because he had such a big lead, he's going to slot into fifth. The Ferrari is a thirstier car. Through the final corner, it's going to be Bobby Jones. I think he can coast it from home now, but he's not going to win it if he runs out. But Bobby Jones does have enough fuel. He is going to bring it home to win the round here at Willow Springs. He's a California native, wins this race. Oh, looks like DJ Curtis and had a little incident there. Third place is going to go to Davidson. Abbott's going to come home fourth. Noah Hart fifth. He's got to be kicking himself for not saving enough fuel there. Has to be kicking himself. And just to finish off this race recap, we thought we'd show you another one of these. DJ Curtis puts it up on the sand dune and would have to get a tow back. Bobby Jones would win this race along with Gretchen Faust second, Zayden Davidson third, Carol Abbott fourth, Noah Hart fifth. That is cool and unusual happening to Hart. He was apparently sputtering coming out of the final corner there, coming to the white. Yeah, not great there. And the points ramifications that this is going to mean for Bradley is I think they're going to make the American 700 with this win here. Bobby Jones has done nothing all year, and winning this race means so much. 6th place to Anselmi, 7th place to Fitzwater. He's finally doing some stuff. Great to see it. 8th to Lamas, 9th to Bethany Woodard, 10th to Thaber, 11th to Moore, 12th to Sanders, 13th to Roy, 14th to Fitzgerald, who was running out of gas in the final corner and coasted down pit road to fin it, come across the line, pulled in the pit box, and then retired. 15th goes to Freeze, 16th goes to Monaco, 17th goes to Perkins, 18th goes to Silver Spoon. Or, I'm sorry, I'm missing something there. Ard is 17th, 18th Perkins, 19th Silver Spoon, 20th goes to Griffith, 21 goes to Speeds, 22 goes to Bouchard, 23rd to Chester Lester Wester. DJ Curtis was running in the top 10, crashes out there right at the end there, goes a couple laps down. Yeah, he was with 2 to go. He was running in the top 10. Tough break for him. Comes home 3 laps down. And Aiden Shepard's last car to score points. Pericles, Hadeland, Hirano, Matthews, Kiterman, Griffin, Woodard, Tannerhill, Misaki, Pliskin, Kelvin, Holiday, Longstocky, Ilkin, Dry, Silver Spoon, and Dormitory all would not score points today before the American 700. Let's take a look at your points leaving here in the all-important points battle coming up. And now the drivers' points, which aren't nearly as important this week as the constructors' standings, but 511 for Carol Abbott, retakes the lead. Gretchen Faust with 497. Vince Freeze on 487. Pretty tight at the top of the grid with Noah Hart and Tyler Faber up there as well. Bethany Woodard and Ethan Moore all within 100 points. That's pretty impressive going into a double points race. If you think about it, there are quite a large margin of points you can get at the American 700. A grand total of 150 points. So 511 minus 150 is something absolutely huge. That would be 361. So everybody really, Nick Pericles on up, can fight for the title. Sean Ard just on the outside looking in. Greg Woodard, Ryan Griffin. Cody Lamas has picked up the pace massively lately. Dylan Speeds, Brian Matthews. I don't think that's going to be enough for the Matthews Motorsport team to get the 10th spot. But we'll see. Lance Calvin, DJ Curtis, Zayden Davidson, Austin Sanders only 1 point behind Davidson. That'll be a fun little battle into the American 700. Both teams are locked in. Ayapo and Selmy, because I always say I need to fix this, I'm just doing this right now. There. Rich Roy, Eric Monaco, Takumi Hirano, Bobby Jones, Sean Perkins, Aiden Shepard. Actually, now Bobby Jones has overtaken Sean Perkins for the lowest person on the points chart with a victory so far this year as we keep going down the order. After Perkins, we have Shepard, Hadeland, Titerman, Griffith, Pliskin. Fitzgerald has no business being in 30th, but bad luck. And Matthews, typical falling off the face of the earth as the race goes on, continuing to haunt them. Zachary Fitzwater, Ilkin, Dormitory, Lester Wester, Miyazaki, Kai Dry, and then the 2 Silver Spoon brothers on 26 and 25, respectively. With that being said, the all-important constructors battle will determine which full-time cars are locked into the American 700. So the teams locked in to the American 700 and going forward, because we have upwards of 3 or 4 teams that might be going full-time after this race. We have the Toyota Racing Development Team on 875 are leading going into the American 700. Dominion and Caraway on 813. Tesla on 799. Lycoy on 764. Marlone on 728. Silver Speed on 725. Ferrari on 667. Nissan on 621. Hadeland Sport, even though they had a miserable day, gets 9th and 10th place with the win. Bobby Jones gets them to 502, only 3 points above Roy Inc. on 499. That's all that determined who gets locked into the American 700 and who don't. Matthews had a miserable day. Ford Performance Technology had a miserable day, even though their drivers are strong at the American 700, if I recall. Team Thunder needed a little more today. Honda, obviously they had a really good day. Great to see them jump up a couple of spots. I think they retook Pass. Actually, Pass got in front of them, but then they retook that spot because Pass had a miserable day. Mid-Atlantic Motorsports on 273. Middle Deutschland Racing on 239. Mentervini on 115. Blameless on 103. And ARCSOA America on 51. All of these teams down here, from Roy Inc. on down, have got to do their best to qualify for the American 700. And with more teams coming up, with more races, teams coming up to full-time, possibly. Fordale's talking about it. There's another team out of Ireland talking about it. You've got the wannabe Ford team, even though they're using Mitsubishis, but they're Ford executives running the team. They just kind of bought a couple Mitsubishis just to prove that they can do better than the Ford team. And then the Landry team, all looking to possibly steal their thunder going forward and try and qualify for these races, starting with the American 700. And then there's a bunch of one-offs too, like some of those teams in the top 10 are bringing one-off cars. It's going to be real interesting, and those one-off points, if they get points, go toward their team championship points. It's going to be very interesting going forward. With that being said, the next race is the 17th running of the Crucible of American Motorsports, the American 700. We'll see you then.